Yeah.
It's like they're living in an alternate reality.
Oh, there's a lot of people that I talk to that I have to go, where did you hear that?
Yeah.
The whole show really today was framed around the disconnect between what we're told by the machine and what we're learning in new media for all its flaws. You may remember this clip. This was Elon on Rogan a while back talking about just that.
The whole thing's very crazy. I mean, the media is incredibly partisan. I mean, they're not. Almost all the media is, left shifted.
Yeah.
So it's kind of weird if you talk to somebody who gets all their information from like what I call legacy media. They're living in a different world.
Yeah.
Than if they say are listening to your podcast or getting news from X or just if. It's kind of wild. Like
it is very wild.
Like you talked, it's like they're living in an alternate reality.
Oh, there's a lot of people that I talk to that I have to go, where did you hear that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, like the Associated Press, which I call Associated Propaganda, the AP, they ran a international news story saying that Doge fired air traffic controllers, but we didn't fire any air traffic controllers at all. In fact, we're trying to hire air traffic controllers, not fire them.
Yeah, I saw that. You made a tweet about it, right?
And to really bring this show full circle, what was the start of today's show? The start of today's show was about a beautiful 23-year-old, happens to be Ukrainian refugee, who was killed on a bus in Charlotte by a guy who happens to be black, just murdered in cold blood. And then what happened? We showed you the mainstream media, ABC, NBC, Washington Post, blah, 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 blah. They did not write one story about it for days. My guess is it'll start trickling out today because then they do the airlock thing and then it's sort of like Biden with dementia. There's an airlock and then eventually something happens that breaks the airlock and then suddenly we're allowed to talk about it. But that's exactly what his point was right there. So if before the airlock gets broken, if you're somebody that's on X or wherever, and by the way, I'm not even telling everyone to be on X because it can be a total cesspool too. And that's I guess like a sidebar to all of this. But the point is, if you're someone that gets media in a new way, in a newish way, versus you're someone who just gets it in the old way, you will now believe two completely different things. And how do we connect those two things together? That will be the great challenge. I will keep doing it.